Hello and welcome. We are live with Brindlewood Bay. And Yay! I forgot if I was the one who does the introductions or if Jen does the introductions.
I also do not remember. So we are in the same position.
Excellent.
And yes, and it's been a while, and thank you everybody for your patience and all of our scheduling stuff. We are still here and persisting, and I love all of you for it. I'm Jen, I'm the GM for today's session. And let's go around, and why don't you say your name and then like what your character's up to right now. Where is your character and what are they thinking is their next move?
What if we don't remember?
Then we will help you.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to do the recap? Say your names, then we'll do the recap. Then we'll go through and you can save your character's name because then you'll probably remember. Okay, so just go around, say your name and who you're playing.
Hang on, did other people have level ups or is that just me?
It depends on it's individual.
Oh, so I should do that on my own. Okay,
God damn it, I don't even have a character sheet up. Thank you for reminding me.
No recollection.
And you want to look at your questions.
What my state of
Yes.
Oh, I do have
yes.
Okay, I do have a state of that. Okay.
I absolutely have that right next to me.
Yeah. Remember to look at your questions on your character sheet and check the ones you can change 2 of them that you want to focus on today. I trust you to do that as we go so that if you don't remember where your character's at and you want to like take a second when you're not in scene to do that, totally fine. That's what we go over and use for XP. So if you did some of the question stuff, you get some of the XP, right?
While we're doing some wacky unhinged, while we're getting our bearings before we do some wacky unhinged bullshit. Hi, I'm Pablo. My pronouns are he, him, and my character is Ladi, or Ladi, whose pronouns are he or she.
I love that name so much, and it took me like months to figure it out. I love it so much.
I stole it from my partner's username.
It's fantastic. Fantastic. Props to your partner. And props to you for the good taste to steal it. That's the other. Yeah. Who's next?
Hi, I am Valdriath, or Rosa Raids on the internet. I bring our little former paleo artist and witch, Sylvie Ducote. And yeah, her pronouns are she, her. I'm a she, it, they kind of person, because I'm just the resident cryptid here.
Who's next?
I'll go next. I am Evie. I play Rose, both she, her. Rose is our farmer busybody lady who currently has some emotions. She'll have lots of emotions. Stuff is going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild. She's kind of a backgroundy kind of person, just a busybody in the background. We're about to see her be like, So that's fun.
I think that leaves one more.
Yep.
I think that's me, but I had to unmute in like 3 places. Hi, I'm Eva, your resident mess. My pronouns are she, her, and I am today playing Gwen, pronouns she, they, who was really just looking for a fun weekend with their friends, and I don't think they're going to be going on any trips anytime soon after this. Last we saw her, she was making an exit from the camp kitchens, where she'd accidentally, I want to stress this, accidentally eavesdropped, and is now on the back patio.
Okay, let's get a recap. And y'all, like I don't remember if I said this on stream. Y'all are gonna do the recap, and I will add we'll pepper in a little bit. So, what happened last session?
So what I remember is that I got some very, very strong hallucinogen mushrooms that are used across the veil, and I'm planning a spell to send someone across the veil because there's some cult bullshit happening, and there's just some bad juju. There's some bad juju. And I think, and my friend, who is very new to drugs, is having a panic attack while on drugs on the couch of our drug provider. And that is my recap.
Yes. Yes. And I believe it's Hazel who's your friend.
Yes, Hazel, my
yes.
friend Hazel.
And like
Ladi is also in there too. So just because I was thinking Ladi was gonna be the one I was gonna send over.
and I will say that, like, for the sake of, because unfortunately we're missing Ray this week, for the sake of that, Hazel's gonna be on that trip for a while. And the last thing that happened to the three of you was that you heard a ruckus happening, like in the cookout area. That said somebody was there on the ground, apparently passed out. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I bet you remember the other half of what happened.
Yeah, so Rose does not know who is passed out on the ground, but the name of the person passed out on the ground in the barbecue pit is Linda, which is Rose's sort of like cook-off buddy. Rose is currently not in the barbecue pit because she is in the kitchen with Melvin and Susie, who she rescued Susie from the cafeteria nonsense that was happening and has dragged Melvin along to get Melvin to help her steep and extract the tincture situation from the mushrooms because she wants to make stuff with the mushrooms. And so they're in the kitchen and about to get this whole process going, and then Susie falls unconscious. And that's the end. That we're gonna have to pick up from there.
Yep. And Gwen was on the back patio, having snuck into the kitchen and overheard some of what happened, and then snuck out effectively onto the back porch, and had looked at her phone. And do you want to share what you saw in the recording of your phone?
Yeah, so Gwen had, back when we all had just discovered our dear departed friend Maddie's body, during the keynote, I believe it was, she had sort of reflexively just started recording and finally took some time to look at the footage. And in amongst all the confusion, all the surprised, confused con-goers, there was one person who seemed rather calm and unsurprised. And they either appeared to be a security guard or were very clearly labeled as a security guard.
You've seen them as the security guard.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that there's been a security guard at this con, so it really stood out that there was a security guard. You noticed them.
Yeah.
You don't know their name, but you did notice them.
Kind of recognize them as the quote-unquote law. Not the person that Ladi punched.
No.
But possibly in the future. I think they were too far away to see if they had a punchable face. And if you don't mind, Jen, I will take this opportunity briefly just to say that if you want to help us in our investigation, we are raising money for the Alzheimer's Association today, and your donations, chat, can give us some help. Technically, they can also hinder us, but I'm being optimistic. If you donate $5,
but you can hinder them too. That's totally fine.
Yeah, it's totally allowed.
Yeah,
you can. We cannot stop you.
We can't, and we take it with good humor. $5 gives a +1 to a player's roll, or you can take it away. Either way. $10 gives us an advantage. We get to re-roll, or add an extra die, I think, and take the best two.
Yeah, that's advantage. Yeah.
Yep. $30, all of us players, including Ray, who could not be here today, get a +1 or minus. $40 gives us all advantage. And I believe it's not in the command, but I think we said $75
Is the Gold Crown Mysteries rule
gives us
an extra Gold Crown Mysteries?
Yeah, which is a big deal because we usually only get one A session, and it is basically like a free clue.
It's an auto success essentially,
Yeah.
but also it's really funny. And so it's because you have to come up with what Amanda Delacourt did that was like what you're trying to do. So that is really nice. Okay, and the clue that you get is usually a void clue, so it's especially like you get into the underbelly of what's going on. So let's start. I feel like Evie, I can't not start with you because I just would feel like I was torturing you personally.
I mean, I'm half expecting you to start with me being like, oh yeah, you see Susie fall down and now you don't feel good. You fall over. Congrats.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
You see Susie fall down. Melvin kind of sees Susie about to like wavering and is able to like catch and prevent like Susie's head from smashing onto the ground. So there's no like loud crack that would make you like feel ill. But certainly seeing Susie fall down is illness inducing on its own. What do you do?
I think that being that the kitchen is where Rose is very comfortable, very reflexively, her hands go flick, 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 and all the fire on the stove is off, and the stove is now safe. As she turns in the same instance and is like, Susie, what? Susie! And like runs over and sees that Susie's unconscious and starts doing the check thing because like she's dealt with sick animals, so she has the very minimalist amount of like, and lots of sick kids, so she has the minimalist amount of like check for a fever, check for pulse, you know, these sorts of things. So she's going to do a very quick like check over her to see like she's not dead, right? She's just unconscious.
Well, you're going to be rolling, aren't you? Because this is first of all a night move, just to see like how much you keep your cool, because it says like when you do something risky or face something you fear, and I think this would definitely be facing something you fear.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and do that. And I would say composure is what I want you to roll that one with, and then we're gonna do a second roll again. So
okay, all right. 9.
A 9. Okay. So you're able to get the fires turned off. You're able to go over to be with her, but in the meantime, like you're a little clumsy at doing it because you're just like so panicked. So like a bunch of stuff from the counter ends up like spilled on the floor. There's like a broken plate. There's like food on the floor. There's a mess, which makes it a little bit harder for other people to access Susie. And just it's a mess in the kitchen. Maybe that's bad. Maybe it's not. And then I'll have you do a meddling move to investigate Susie's body.
Okay. Would this also be with composure?
No, because this is research. It's based on your knowledge, right? So I would say reason would be...
Okay.
That seems like the one that would make most sense.
I did good. I got a 10.
Awesome. Okay. So she's not dead. She seems to be like, you're able to check, and her heart rate is like, her heart's beating slow. So this is like that hypotension sort of situation that's happening.
So I just want to double check with the group. Because Gwen and Ray had gone to find the nitroglycerin situation. That information was provided to the rest of us, right?
Yeah. You had a gathering and you all shared clues.
Yeah.
Rose knows about the nitroglycerin. Can Rose, because Rose was the one that smelled it on the lanyard, can Rose sniff around and see if she can find nitroglycerin?
Yeah. It's a little difficult, so I'm gonna say like rolling with the disadvantage because there's stuff all over the floor.
Right.
So yeah, there's like all sorts of smells now and feels from broken plates and food spilled. So go ahead and roll, and let's see, what would be? You could roll with. I wish there was like a perception one. So you could roll with reason or composure. I'll let composure be like the perception sort of stat.
Okay, well, I rolled really well. I rolled a 6. and a
You rolled
6.
Oh,
And a
great.
3. So
Oh,
my lower
wonderful.
disadvantage is a 9 plus my reason is a 1, so I got the 10.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so you look around and there is no smell of nitroglycerin at all.
Okay.
But what you do see from like the stuff that you knocked off the counter that you otherwise like probably wouldn't have noticed because it would be out of context now that you knocked it all over the floor, is like a plate with the food that was being served up front that Susie was clearly eating. And there's no nitroglycerin smell at all, but like if there were gonna be substances that Susie was recently exposed to, it would probably be in the food.
Okay.
And
And
you
her heart
remember,
rate is low?
Yeah.
Low heart rate, okay.
or low blood pressure, and I'm not a nurse, so I don't know the difference.
They
The
kind of
same
go
kind
hand
of
in hand
thing.
sometimes.
They go,
Yeah.
they're-
Yeah.
It's a pair. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You are right to make a connection.
Okay. So
Oh, and I would say you remember that there was some fuss over who was getting the food and who was taking the food out, and like what you all overheard from Brandon with Susie was like arguments about that kind of thing.
You know, it's hard to sort through all of the different plot threads when we're all sort of responding to trauma in the different, most funny way possible. So
It's true. I'm giving you guidance.
yeah.
You remember that. So like when you find that food, like it clicks the arguments, and Susie must have been, you know, conclude eating dinner like
Okay.
on the side. Yeah.
Was this from the cafeteria's big old like thing, or was this the food that was set aside? Because the kitchen has been setting aside food. I got that on the first day that they've been doing that.
So the kitchen's been setting aside like specific ingredients, right?
Okay.
And Susie
Okay.
has already, like, part of the argument that you heard was Susie being like, can't we just use regular shit? And like some idea that some of the extra weird ingredients have been mixed into at least this batch of chicken.
Okay.
And what was the side? Chicken and broccoli and something else.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look at Melvin and I'm gonna go,
What do we do?
I don't. Well, we need a nurse, an ambulance. We need 911.
Okay, all right. And he's gonna like, and oh, raise up her legs. I saw that on a TV show. I saw it once. Like raise up her legs. Yeah.
Good
okay.
idea.
And then he's gonna get out his phone.
Gotta get like a pot. Just put her legs up on each pot or something.
Yeah,
I don't. There's no
perfect,
chairs in
perfect.
here.
Yeah, you find like you turn him upside down and put up on the pot.
yeah, you're halfway through the staircase before you realize there's a stool tucked around an inconvenient corner.
And he's like on his phone, and like you see him like just looking like annoyed, and
No signal.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Rose doesn't understand that, but she goes, "Okay, well, where's the land phone?" And she's gonna look around the kitchen for like a wall phone.
There is no, in fact, wall phone in the kitchen and nowhere else either.
That makes no
I
sense.
love it.
Come on.
Yeah, no, there's not. You're not going to find anything like that, Rose. Like it's not. I don't know. I know they had medics. They said something about medics. I don't know if we need that or like I don't know.
Yeah. Go. What was the name of the guy that Susie had been arguing with? The guy from the front. Do I know?
His name is Brandon.
Brandon.
He stormed off very recently.
Go get Brandon
Get Brandon. Okay.
from out front.
Okay, I'll go find Brandon, and then I'll get Brandon to get the medics, and then I'll come back. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. She's gonna be okay though, right?
She's breathing.
Yeah.
She's just unconscious.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We're gonna take care of it.
Good. Okay. And then he goes and runs off.
And when he leaves, I pick up the chicken and I put it in my purse.
What's in Grandma's purse? What's in Grandma's purse? Evidence.
A whole chicken.
Rose just keeps picking up evidence
Chicken.
from every crime scene
Yeah.
she's at. That's what she
Fantastic.
does.
I love too that you just full on put it in your purse. There's not like looking for like foil or something. It's just
Well,
like,
okay, yeah, I probably grab a napkin.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that.
Wrap it in a napkin. I'm not gonna like fight with some foil and plastic wrap or a Tupperware container, but I'll wrap it in a napkin.
Right.
No, I won't. Fuck.
A friend of mine's
The napkin
Reddit
could
claimed
soak it up. Fuck.
And it is that kind of like gooey stuff. Like it's not like, you know, like a dry, like, I don't know the words for this.
I'm putting it in my purse.
It's
No
gooey.
napkin. I don't want it to
Yeah,
get soaked up.
It's gooey.
It's just in my purse.
Yep, it's gooey. I love it.
A friend of mine's
Fantastic.
Reddit claim to fame was, what's the most interesting thing that you found in your purse after a long night out? For the most upvoted response, a mimosa.
Okay, I'm on board.
I just
Very
put
good.
the mimosa in.
That's
You know what?
impressive.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
it's my main regret of not carrying around a purse anymore is that I just can't. I don't have the magic that is the purse. Like,
You can't just
store
stick a whole
mimosas.
chicken in it.
yeah,
You
which
can't-
yeah,
where
or
are you gonna put your
evidence.
drinks?
Where are you going to put your murder mystery evidence?
that's true. Or the
that's-
candy from the dollar store into the movie theater.
And you know Rose has that giant tote.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
She's been a
Oh.
mom for so long. And she works on a
Absolutely.
farm and she has to carry so much stuff with her all the time. She's got that giant tote.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Duffel
Which
bag
is good
with
because
for
only
the
part of the tote is going to smell like this chicken.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Gonna need cleaned, but we'll deal with that later.
Could be worse.
Time out. Is it a raw chicken? Or is it a
No, no,
cooked
no.
chicken?
It's like
It's
Susie
cooked.
was
It's
eating
It's a
the
rotisserie
meal.
chicken?
Like if you're
I don't-
working in a kitchen, right, and you're serving everybody food and you have a
Mhm.
moment to pause, you're definitely going to eat the food that you got right in front of you rather than bringing in your own food or buying food, right? That's
Mhm.
what Susie would be doing in this kitchen.
Right.
Yeah. So, especially
It's
made
not
from-
raw.
It's not raw.
Okay.
That Rose would not put a raw chicken in her. That's the line.
At least
We
not
draw the line
without,
at raw
like,
chicken.
Wrapping it in
A
plastic
Ziploc or-
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a lot
Yeah,
better knowing
raw
that.
chicken is the line.
And at this point, Susie actually starts to stir a little bit. She's covered with sweat, just pale with like a green tinge from being passed out, but like just starts to stir and just disorientated. Like, what's
Sweetie,
where,
hey,
what-
you're fine.
What's going on?
Don't move. Don't
Okay.
move. You're okay. You just went to sleep for a minute.
I don't feel so
Don't-
good.
Don't move. It's fine. Do you need to throw up?
I
Okay.
just don't. I don't know.
Do you have a headache?
No, I'm just dizzy. I'm just dizzy.
Okay. Okay,
Just
you're on the
so
floor.
dizzy.
You're
I'm
fine.
cold.
You're
I'm
safe.
getting cold. I'm getting. Do you have I'm cold. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cold. And she starts to shiver.
And
from the sweat.
Rose is gonna take off her cardigan sweater thing, and she's going to wrap it around the shoulders, and she's going to use the sleeves of her cardigan to start dabbing away some of the sweat, so that there's like a little bit of a cooling that can happen, and fan her just a little bit. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna get medicine in here. You're gonna be fine.
Everything looks so weird.
Okay. Did you eat anything besides the chicken?
Just, I don't remember. I remember eating the chicken. I think I just ate the chicken. I don't.
Okay.
Everything looks really weird. You look weird.
It's
It
okay.
looks weird here.
It's okay.
Okay.
Are you on? We'll save the questions for later. You just
I'm
relax.
not on the drugs. I'm not on the drugs. I don't. If that's what you were.
No.
asking.
I was gonna ask if you take any medicines.
Oh no. I don't take nothing. I don't.
Nothing.
I just don't. I don't even take Advil.
You're so lucky.
I don't like that stuff. I don't. Well, no. I just heard. That's.
Oh, that's not so lucky.
Yeah, no, that's. I just don't believe in that.
Mood.
Stuff. It's just everything looks weird.
Do you want
You're
some
not
water?
glowing, right?
No. I look at my own skin. Just make sure. No.
Glowing, are you?
No.
Positively.
Do you need some
radiant
water?
yes. And she starts to just like a little bit sit up, not in a like endangering herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best to sort of like support and give her like a straw sip of water. And when I get the water, I'm also gonna like put cold water on a rag
Yes.
and like get her to sip some of that. And then I'm gonna use the rag to just kind of like around her neck and around her forehead while I wait for where the fuck is Brandon?
Yes. Well, at this point, Melvin comes back in and looks kind of pale and goes,
You're not sick, are you?
no, I'm fine. I feel fine. I don't think things are great for Brandon right now. There was like an argument and it sounds, and I didn't want to like interrupt anything because it just sounded, I just don't want to, I don't think that we should talk to him. Oh, Susie, you're okay. Okay, good.
She's coming round.
I can't, I couldn't, it was weird.
You're used to drugs. You're used to people seeing weird things. Can you take over here with Susie?
Susie, are you seeing something weird? Yeah. Hey, you look weird. I got this.
Okay.
Got this. And
I'm gonna go get help.
He takes a seat next to Susie and is
Okay.
like just patting her
I'm gonna
hand.
Trade roles with Melvin.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go out front. I'm gonna go out the front into the cafeteria side. I'm gonna clock. What the fuck is up with Brandon? Is he like having arguments with the other customers? Like, what's going on?
So Brandon went out the back rather than the front. So like I think back into like where like more of the administrative sort of rooms are. So I'm assuming you're going in that direction.
Okay, then
or you
yes.
can go to the cafeteria and clock what's going on in the cafeteria.
No. Ooh, actually. Choices. I think if Melvin says that he tried to talk to Brandon and Brandon's in a situation, I'm just gonna fuck off Brandon. Whatever. I'm gonna go out the cafeteria side because I want to make sure there's not a bunch of unconscious people out here or a bunch of people having a fucking hallucinogenic experience out here or some shit. So I'm gonna go out the cafeteria side and I'm gonna real quick look.
Mm-hmm. It seems normal, except that
There
people
isn't
are
a weird
pissed
panic?
off because nobody has brought their food. And like there's a big tray of like the main course that hadn't been brought out because of the argument going on between Brandon and Susie and because of Brandon like running off. And as you walk out, you see like the tray was right there ready to be brought out. Nobody brought it out. So everyone's just like kind of pissed and people are in line and like, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. How much did you pay to be here? I paid a lot to be here. I want my food. Obviously one of the NIMBYs is like starting to chant like, bring our food. Bring our food.
Rose is gonna pick up the food. She's gonna bring it to the cafeteria line. And when she does, she's gonna say, oh shit, what's the name of the catering service as opposed to the like in-house staffers, you know? So like cause when they brought when they bought the contract for the place, they wanted their own people, the Concours' own people to be running the food. But like the service that had been doing this years was like, no, we've got this. We should still be allowed to do this. What's
really like
their name?
Susie's people. Like it wasn't like a formal like catering service. It was like, this is like the couple who owned the place paid Susie, and then Susie would get like her family friends or like her nephew for a summer to come in and like this was all Susie prior to this year.
Well, this probably isn't going to go well anyway, so I'm not going to waste a ton of time on it. But Rose wants to, in some sort of quippy way, put the food down and give credit specifically to Susie and not to Concours. And be like, yo, Concours fucked you up. They left you hanging. Susie's got you. Like some sort of quippy way within universe information and knowledge wants to like shout that out to the people so that they know that that's what's up. I'm probably gonna have to roll for this and it'll go badly, but like that's the thing. And then she's gonna head out because she's not gonna man this. She's just gonna put the food there.
Great. I'm gonna give you like a roll just to see if you get anything out of this that you like find useful. And so roll, we're gonna do the meddling move. But I'm gonna have you roll it with presence since
that's what I figured.
Trying to make
Yeah, I don't have. I got a 6.
You got a 6. Okay.
I knew this wasn't gonna go well.
What you get is some people like about fucking time.
Yeah,
And
I
then
can't get over the like chanting to like get
Yeah.
any information out.
And
That's
there's,
fine. I
like,
just drop it. And
One
I'll,
like of the old school attendees who's also in the room, just like looking really embarrassed and just,
yeah, and then I leave because I'm not staying, and I'm gonna go outside.
Okie dokie. You know what? What was it that you got on the night move?
That was the first one, right?
Yeah.
I got the 9.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you go ahead and you leave. And do you leave the lodge entirely? And go back to where your friends are, or where are you headed?
I mean, I'm headed to find where medical support would be.
Okay. All right. Which you know,
So-
like, it's the second story.
Okay,
There's,
then
like,
I'll
a
go up
first
the
aid.
like
GM,
out the
where's our chicken
cafeteria,
testing
but up
lab
the
again?
stairs or whatever. What?
What?
GM, where's our chicken testing lab again? What floor was that on?
There is a science camp, you know.
There
during
is
the
a
summer.
science camp,
So,
yes.
Yeah.
That's somewhere.
Maybe they
I
got
am
something.
technically also a scientist, but
There you go. Are
in
you a
debt
chicken
and rocks.
scientist?
Chickens are dinosaurs. I would have
I'm an ancient chicken scientist.
Work.
It's all connected.
Good work.
See how I wove the threads together? All right, let's go. So you're gonna head back.
Yeah.
And then Gwen, you're on the back patio. You just reviewed this video. What are you doing?
Being very careful to not accidentally delete it. I think I need to change music for what Gwen's doing. 'cause
Why?
she's-
I'm so tempted to have you do a night move to not delete the video just because it's technology, but I won't.
It is admittedly not her strongest suit, but my case would be that it's so much effort to find the delete button.
It's just this is why you miss the stuff with Susie, is that you're so busy like making sure that you don't delete the video.
Yeah. I regret having her do everything on her phone and not just haul an iPad around. Oh well.
It's very boomer to have an iPad.
So I think she is absolutely going to try and screenshot the guard. I probably doesn't make it. Like,
No,
I'm
you
sure.
do, eventually you have like about a dozen screenshots of like your phone's like
Just
menu
wallpaper
Yeah,
and-
just like a wallpaper.
Yeah.
But like eventually you manage to get a screenshot
Crushed
of
it.
the guard.
Immediately text my granddaughter, "You'll never believe what I just did. Red letter day over here. Finally got this phone figured out."
Priorities.
Yeah, except towards the end, she probably accidentally hits like the wrong alphabet keyboard. So the last half is probably just in like Cyrillic, even though there's no reason for it to be on her phone.
And like what you almost immediately get is a thumbs up on the Cyrillic part.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Cool. And her plan had been to head back to Melvin's to check in on Hazel, and as far as she knew, I think everyone else was there except for Rose, and I can't remember if Rose was headed back there or not.
You don't know.
No, and I think I was trying to acquire water to take back, which I think I did. I think
Yeah, you got
that's that's where I was interrupted. So
Remember, you were hiding in that closet.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
you got water, but you also knocked a bunch of junk onto the ground.
yeah, I was sort of
Yeah.
blocking that part out of my memory. Yeah, so I'm just going to head back to Melvin's.
All right.
And
As
just-
you head, sorry.
Oh no, I was assuming I got there, but then it occurred to me that no, perhaps I did not.
No, yeah, you as you're heading back, you're walking kind of through the main hallway of the lodge, and there is on your left those staircases down into the rec room that you were in, and you hear like yelling coming from not like scared yelling, but like somebody's being dressed down kind of yelling happening downstairs.
Well, I mean, I'm no Snoop, but someone could be in trouble.
Someone could be in trouble.
So I gotta just take a little step over to the stairs to make sure that, what if someone's being accosted? What if there's unwanted advances?
You have to be helpful. You are a helpful soul.
Yes.
Right. So you head over to the stairs, and let's do a meddling move and see what it is that you overhear. You hear Brandon's voice, and you're now used to hearing Brandon's voice in arguments. And you also hear the general manager's voice. And Brendan is, I'm out. And you hear like a very, like, Brendan's loud. Evelyn is steady. There is no out. And you know that.
Does it sound like they're still talking, or like there's movement?
On a 10, there's movement, but it's slow.
Okay.
You hear footsteps, but slow. And Brandon's voice gets louder, and the anger is starting to like phase into fear.
I'm not gonna linger then. I'm just gonna continue on my way.
Right. The last thing you hear is, you can't. You're not going to do this. You can't.
Well,
And you walk on your way. Someone's having a bad day.
yeah, maybe he just needs a little nap.
Maybe he needs a nap.
And then I will knock on the door, because I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to surprise anyone. It's not my room.
Melvin's.
Yeah.
Well, you may not even get there, because as you're heading
I
back,
still might not get there. Okay.
Everybody is, you're never getting that. The entire rest of your story is going to be the journey back to Melvin.
Trying to get to that one space. It's like, man, I just need to get back to Melvin's room.
Gwen slips into a back room and just a liminal space and just it's just all hallway.
Yeah, you are in the void. As you head back, you're on the other side of the crowd as people start to yell that there's somebody passed out in the cooking area, in barbecue area. And you see like a bunch of people rushing over, and I think Ladi and Sylvie were rushing over with everybody else. We're just gonna pretend that Hazel was like, no, I'm good here, and just stayed. Let's make this a quiet, nice little area. And everybody's rushing over to that. So you all kind of arrive near at the same time, pretty much. And by the time you get there, Linda is in a similar state that we left Susie with Rose, which is sitting up, covered with sweat, pale, having like sort of just come out of unconsciousness, and just looking disoriented. Hi, this is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Did somebody turn the oven off? And you actually smell burning.
I will turn off the oven.
Thanks.
Like, oh, it is off now.
Well, it's a good. I already made a batch, so it's good. It's just not going to be as good. Did somebody make sure that is the cornbread okay?
I will get an oven mitt and I will check the cornbread.
The cornbread in the oven is toast. Rather literally. There is like a a tray of cornbread up on the counter. So she must have been doing multiple batches, trying to like perfect what it was that she was going to show off to Rose, because she's not going to show something like inferior to Rose. And any bakers here know that like you just do that friggin' batch over the course of weeks. So yeah, she's just like, well, look, is there a lot of, where did all the butterflies come from?
Why don't why don't you have a little water and just rest for a second, and I'm sorry, Ladi, what you, I don't know what's going on here, but you looked like you were about to say.
There's just a lot of butterflies. What were you gonna say something about the butterflies?
Yeah, I think that I'm like finding a place for her to sit, and because there isn't one, I get some of the upside down pots from that Rose was climbing on earlier.
Oh, you're in a different place. You're not in the you're not in the cafeteria. This is a different person in a different place. There's like a little like cookout area that's kind of near like the stables, and this is where people would go and like do a barbecue instead of being like in the cafeteria. Yeah, and it's got like a full sort of kitchen, but it's like a pavilion kind of situation. Yeah.
I'm sitting her down. And just trying to like get her to like just help calm her a little bit. I have just like a hand on her shoulder, and I'm just like, it's okay. It's been a real weird day. You don't have to feel embarrassed. What happened?
You on the cheek. What? I was baking, and then I wasn't, and then I was on the ground and cold, and then now there's all the lights.
Those things are all true. You mentioned there were some butterflies.
They were here, and now I think they're not.
Okay, what do they look like?
They look like butterflies.
Okay. That's totally fine and normal and not a big deal. And then I turn around and I'm like, Sylvie, butterflies, seeing them isn't totally normal and not weird and not a big deal, right? Is it ghosts? Is it like, are they supernatural or something?
It could be something supernatural coming from beyond the veil, or she could be on drugs.
I think it's probably drugs.
Which could give you access to things closer to the veil.
Okay. It's both. Got it.
What color were the butterflies?
They were like all the colors of the rainbow. I didn't like the snakes, but I did like the butterflies. I wish the butterflies.
There were snakes.
Snakes. Is this like just like us? Yeah, no, they were just
snakes and butterflies.
Did you see them? They were, yeah.
What did you consume before you saw the butterfly snakes?
Oh God, were they butterfly snakes? Do we have flying snakes? Are there flying snakes?
They're not flying snakes.
No.
You're
Okay,
safe.
no snakes.
No, okay.
You're safe. You're safe.
All right. Okay. I was making my cornbread, for my friends, and I just was trying my batch to see if I, gotten if there's dough, and you look and there's like a bowl with like the dough. So she was obviously on her
the wet
batch.
cornmeal. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like that, and then there's like the first batch that was baked, and then there's like all the ingredients sort of strewn around the counter. It's not even really strewn, it's like neatly organized around the counter, and you can tell this is someone who like washes their implements as they go and like washes the counter as they go, but like all the ingredients are up there, and like she sort of explains like I was tasting the dough as I made it.
I see. And the dough is over there. And there is a fresh tray of cornbread, and there is a burnt cornbread.
Yeah, and I tried my other one, and you see like there's a little plate with like a bit of cornbread and some honey that has been, a bite is taken out of it. So she's
some
been
honey.
Testing.
Okay.
Ladi grabs a fistful of cornbread and just puts it in his purse.
I'm going to, well, good for you. We are going to, all of your cornbread, it is all bad and contaminated. Unfortunately, your I don't know if you noticed, but while you were passed out, a squirrel decided to use it as its potty. So we cannot serve any of your cornbread. But it is okay. We will take.
Was it a flying squirrel though?
Yes, it was a flying squirrel. It was quite adorable. However,
really tired.
Yeah, you should seek medical attention.
Let's take over to the medical. I almost said tent, but it's a building. That means it's good if it's not in a tent. That means it's
not in a tent.
And do not worry, I will assist with the cleanup of all of the squirrel toilet cornbread.
Don't tell Rose.
Don't worry, Rose, my lips are sealed. Because if I speak, I would be incapable of lying. I am terrible at it.
And on that note, it sounds like Gwen and I just like help her to her feet.
Yeah, that sounds
walking
right.
her to the medical facilities, the Mediday.
Yeah.
And she just you can tell she's just like kind of looking around as you're walking her over, just like obviously like seeing things that you are not seeing.
Do we know Linda's name? I know Rose knows Linda well, but okay. I think the only question I really have on our way over there is hey, so did you bring all those ingredients yourself? Was there anything? You know, some people, they got a secret sauce, secret recipe.
I just got from the kitchen. I left in a hurry and I forgot, and I had already made it to Rose, and then I just left it. I just forgot it when I left home, so I just was making more of it with what they had. Susie's have you met Susie? She was really nice and. Yeah.
Susie seems like a sweet gal.
Yeah.
I feel like probably doesn't get enough respect.
Yeah. And I'm going to have you do a meddling move, and you can do it with presence.
That's a 7.
7, okay.
I have no presence.
Give me a second. So, she ends up telling you that she went into the kitchen to get her ingredients, and Susie was pulling the ingredients aside for her. But Brandon actually came and changed out some of the ingredients, and no, we're running low on that. Changed some of it out. As she's telling you this, there are people around overhearing, including Concord officials. So whatever happened there, whatever's going on with her, they know that she's told, and they know what it is. She's not keeping her voice down.
Sure. Who can blame her?
Right. Well, she doesn't care about her voice right now. She
doesn't
care at all. Yeah.
She doesn't know how.
Yeah.
Are we getting attention? Like,
not a lot. I mean, people are a little bit like, oh, I hope she's okay. Like, you hear a little bit of people think, but the most attention you get is that you notice some of the Concord employees, like, listening to what she's saying.
Love that they don't offer to help us.
In fact, it's a little, like, they seem a little standoffish.
Crack my knuckles.
Big
as we walk by.
That might be one of the reasons they're standoffish.
Big, like, theater levels of eye roll to Lady, just in terms of, like, these people. And then, unless there's anything he wants to ask, they're just gonna talk to Linda about general recipes and kind of, just to keep Linda's mind off.
Very excitedly tells you about some of the ingredients that she's chosen to put into some of her recipes over the course of the last couple of months. She's been on a cupcake kick recently.
Oh, what do you use? What's your favorite kind of cupcake? My mother, she used to make the best lemon cupcakes. I never got the recipe, and I've tried to recreate it my whole life. Can't do it.
Lemon drop martini cupcake.
When you're not tripping balls, my dear, I would love that recipe.
I'm not tripping over. Did I trip? What is I? I'm doing.
No, I'm very tired, and sometimes my mouth just gets away from me. I'm so sorry.
Same.
Okay. You should catch it. And you get her. Are you taking her up to the first aid area on the second floor?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
see any
we
reason.
walk into the first aid place, and I'm just like, I have this idea for mimosa cupcakes. I feel like they would fit really well in a purse. I don't know why I have this idea in my head right now.
Oh, in with your cornbread. Uh-huh.
And the chicken.
And the chicken.
Chicken cupcakes.
Chicken and waffle cupcakes. We have an idea going here.
Actually, I could make that work.
Yeah, like honestly though, I would try it.
You could totally. I know exactly. I could make it work. And sorry, go on.
Yeah, the medical facility right next to our chicken lab.
So you go upstairs and it's nighttime. So the facility's dark. There's still it looks like there's a little sort of nurse's area, and there's somebody just sort of hanging there. And she comes out when she sees you come in and just sort of goes, "Oh, there's a bed there. Is she okay? What's going on?"
Yeah, I mean, realizing that we did not come in here with a plan for exactly how much information to provide, I just immediately start going she started just acting a little. I don't really know what the episode is. I don't have any kind of diagnostic stuff, but she doesn't seem to be very coherent, and she's just a friend of a friend's, but I want to be able to put down my information, and I try to be the emergency contact or whatever, or try to get updates down the line. I don't know if that's something I would need to roll for.
You know what? Go ahead and roll with presence. The meddling move. Actually, this is a night move. Roll with presence.
All right. That's a flat roll.
Because it takes a little bit of guts to be I don't really know this person, but I'm going to be their emergency contact.
That's a 10.
It's a 10.
That's
okay.
10.
You are absolutely down as the emergency contact for this person. The medic, the nurse, seems to you gather over the course of the time that this is a student, an undergrad who is just getting some extra cash and doesn't really maybe took a first aid class and didn't pay a lot of attention in it, and so takes your information down, and I think on a 10 you also just get this is a Concord employee.
Just there comes to be a moment where I just spot a logo on a white coat or whatever, and I'm just oh yes, of course. Thank you so much for helping us. I feel so positively that she is in great hands.
And she just okay, cool. And you see a textbook, and she goes back to studying. And round about now you get a buzz on your phone.
Step away, take a look at it.
Voicemail.
Close my phone, and I'm just all right, well, yeah, you have my info for any updates. And I'm just slowly backing away of the room. Thanks so much for this not weird interaction.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then as soon as I've turned a corner, I open it up, and I do the voicemail thing in some sort of particularly esoteric, convoluted way. This is how someone taught me to check my voicemail 15 years ago.
And you
I can't
probably
do it in any easier way.
Another
I call my
number.
I call my own number. Yeah, I call my own number.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna you've convinced me that this is doing something risky or facing something you fear. So I'm gonna have you roll a night move for it because
that's better.
Too persuasive.
Amazing. What's the stat for it?
Reason, I would say.
Perfect. I didn't need it. That's 13 total.
13. I want to give you something extra on that one. Okay, so you get the voicemail. All right. You listen to the voicemail, and this is the second time you've gotten like a mysterious voicemail with a bunch of sounds. And what you hear with this sound is like a physical struggle. Like you hear like the banging and moving of like people like grabbing on and forcibly holding somebody. And like that's on a 13, you can interpret that, right? And then like just faintly in the background, and like it's so fortunate that your hearing is doing okay, because it would have been so hard to hear. There's like a sound, like a low droning sound of a chant. And then you hear, no, and the no gets cut off.
Do I hear any other sounds, or just the whole voicemail get cut off?
No, the no gets cut off, but the you hear in the distance like the
chanting
the
continues.
chanting. And then eventually hangs up. There's maybe like half a second of chanting at the end, and then it hangs up.
And just like, I'm imagining Gwen like turns the corner, and I'm just like all goosebumps.
Yeah, no, Gwen absolutely thought that they were both leaving together, and then like when you flipped out your phone to like check it, they kind of pause and are like, okay, well, I don't know what the plan is now, but you're doing your thing, so I'm just gonna kind of stand over here and pull out my phone and do nothing with it.
Relatable.
Yeah. like like trying to give you your space, and like, so yeah, not looking at you until you like turn or like draw attention to yourself, but
yeah, and so yeah, she like turns the corner and just like beckons you, and is just like, listen to this. I got this as a random voicemail. What does this mean?
Gwen will listen. Well, that doesn't sound very good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you know this person?
I want you to roll a meddling move as well as you're listening to this and trying to find clues out of it.
Which one, me? Both of us?
Yeah, no, Gwen. And I would say you can roll with presence or reason.
I'll go with reason. Oh gosh.
Oh, actually, or composure. I think composure or reason.
I would like to do composure, please, because that will give me a 12.
Yeah, and because also with that, like, you want to have the presence of mind to be able to analyze what you're hearing without getting freaked out by it. And with the 12, these are the voices that you heard in the rec room.
It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
Do you know why they have your number? I think I feel pretty good about saying that that's probably that Evelyn lady and that Brandon kid. I don't remember how old he is, but it doesn't matter, he's a kid.
Brandon,
like early
Brent?
20s.
That, you know, the weird guy who's always in the kitchen, like, messing people's stuff up. The one that that lady just said, switch your stuff.
That person whose name we have not been introduced to yet, who I have the emergency contact of, switched her stuff.
Yeah.
She did have to put her name down and remember her name, so you know her name is Linda Hall.
Oh, good. Okay.
Good.
Retcon,
we said this person's name.
Talk around it this whole time. Do you know them? Why would they call you? What is this? Why? What?
I just get voicemails sometimes. It's a thing. It started as like kind of a practical joke with the students as one of my like criminology classes, and then sometimes, most of the time, they're just memes. Do you know what memes are yet? I'm still
my granddaughter called me
me.
Mima. I know what memes are. My daughter and my son told me. Christmas last year. I get it. I'm hip.
I saw my nephew say that memes are something that die when my brother finds out about it. It seemed like sort of a dad insult thing. Because
it's complicated.
They stopped saying okay boomer. It seems to have become trite now. So now they're coming up with new sort of, oh, I'm defining a word around you being old.
You know what I've learned in my great journey through life? Sometimes it's okay to just not know things.
That's true. We should probably get back to the conversation about all of the murders.
It seems
that have
pretty
been happening.
pressing, yes. This seems a little more time sensitive.
Let's get back to the rest of the group.
Yeah, walk and talk, dearie.
For the rest of the group, let's move to Sylvie.
Yes.
Sylvie, what are you doing?
Sylvie is going to have a moment with this cornbread, or at least its ingredients.
You're having a moment with the card.
I would like to call upon my familiar Reeves. Does he
Reeves
come?
is on like comes and like rubs against your leg with his tail.
Excellent. I will pick up Reeves like a baby, as you do. And then I'd be like,
Oh,
Reeves,
Rub.
since you are of the Fae perspective, could you look at these ingredients and tell me if any of them have any sort of supernatural qualities to them?
And do you want to? I
Make
feel
a
like
roll.
this is an occult move when you engage in an activity related to the supernatural or the occult for the first
Yep.
time.
That's what it feels like.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. And you roll with sensitivity.
All right. It is a 8.
An 8, which means you get an answer, but you also have to mark the crown of the void.
Again!
Yeah.
I
You're the
love
one who
it.
keeps doing the occult stuff. It's great. It's very
No, it's fine.
Um,
I'm here to do this. So I've already done the shadow in the garden. So I am. Do I just do them in order, or do I pick one?
I think you get to pick. I think
Okay.
it's more fun if you pick one.
I'm gonna do the chariot, which puts my reason down 1 and my sensitivity up 1, since I've been using more magic lately in my old age than I've had in a while, so
Yeah.
I'm
How do
more of the witch than the scientist these days.
Well, and it's almost like you're feeling the threads of the occult portion of what's going on around you, almost sort of like weave around you, like pull you in. Like
Mhm.
it's hard for you, a little more hard for you to look outside of it. How do you and Reeves usually communicate?
I think maybe like with this one, since I'm specifically asking for him to point something out to me with his own eyes, I'm almost thinking in the same sense that in Dungeons and Dragons you can see through your familiar's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that like if anyone is staring at me as I'm holding this cat like a baby and speaking to it, my eyes kind of glaze over to just look at all of these things on the cabinet, and I'm just gonna literally like see through this Fae being's vision.
And you get like a straight like focus on that honey, on the bottle of honey sitting on the counter, and that is what, like, he's got his ears like this and his tail sort of twitching and is focused in on that honey.
Is this honey like a honey that is labeled? Like, is it a brand honey or is it a locally made honey?
It has a label. It doesn't, you've never seen the logo that's on it before. It's a really generic logo. Like it kind of looks like somebody had like a basic like image manipulator and like made their own like little logo and stamped it on the thing.
I'm going to take that honey. Honey is okay. Like, first of all, like there's Val who just like knows like honey can sometimes be used to speak to the fucking gods when in the form of mead. So like there's that, which is probably also Sylvie. I'm just gonna take this honey and I'm gonna put it in my Mothman tote bag, just like you have Rose sticking a chicken.
Everybody has food stuff in there.
Very specifically, I have my Mothman tote bag. Okay,
that we should retroact the title of this episode more around like having food in bags somehow.
Like, the bags of honey chicken. And yeah, I'm gonna. And so she drizzled the honey on the cornbread. She didn't use the honey as an ingredient in the cornbread, right?
It looks like both.
It looks like both.
Yeah,
okay.
looks like both.
With that, in turn, I know there's a thing of cornbread that was already made and is good. I'm gonna put the cat down, and I'd be like, pretend to be a squirrel and use it.
And I feel like Reese picks up what use it.
Yeah. Because I mean, the fact that the cat stood in it to begin with is reason enough to not eat it.
Right. Reeves looks like a little annoyed. Reeves is very particular.
Yeah.
Like, Reeves is not, like, but, like...
You can just dig in it. Like, you don't have to, like, use it. Just make it look like you used it.
And, like, you get a little bit more of, like, a nod, and Reeves jumps up onto the counter, and it's just, like...
Yeah.
On the honey, and then takes the dish with, like, the piece of honey and the piece of cornbread that has been eaten, and just knocks it off the shelf. And then, like, all in the cornbread is, like, cat footprints.
Oh no, the cat has ruined the cornbread. Shoo, cat, be away with you. You have ruined this meal. I will go and throw it all away.
Reese gives you a look that if a cat could raise an eyebrow, it would be a raised eyebrow, and then, like, saunters away from the area.
And I just mouth, like, thank you, because I love my kitty.
You get like a little, like, recognition and, like, a little tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's more to put on the show for the people than anything else. Like, we clearly can't have this cornbread. And I'm gonna, like, toss it and, like, toss the pan away. And I feel like I should be talking to someone who is absent in this moment, and that is Rose. Because if I need to know the location of more of this honey, as it needs to be destroyed. Rose, where are you?
Last you knew, Rose was going to the cafeteria.
Okay, I'm gonna follow into the cafeteria to look for Rose.
What you see in the cafeteria is odd. There are people who are just sort of laying their head down, like a couple, it's not a ton, but who are, like, laying their heads down on the table. It looks like, one person is being fanned who's sort of sitting up, and you hear, like, a couple of people, like, complaining about food poisoning.
Cornbread was consumed.
Yeah, like, something was consumed. You just see a cluster of people around, like, 4 or 5 folks who seem to be having a hard time. They don't seem like, you know what? Roll a meddling move. Let's roll with. Roll with reason.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Reason was my highest, so now it's. But I got 2 6s, so that makes it an 11.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting.
Excuse me. Yes, I got 2 6s, so that makes it 11. Yeah, sorry. Plus
11.
1.
Okay,
11.
Yeah. So what you see is, like, people aren't as badly impacted as Linda. Like, it looks like people are having some similar symptoms. There's, like, paleness, there's sweat. People clearly sort of lost their footing. But nobody seems to be, like, seeing butterflies or snakes. They just seem like not quite at that level. And, like, you can conclude, though, that it's within the same spectrum, that it's probably the same thing that has happened to them.
Do I see Rose?
Rose, where is Rose now? I'm sorry, Rose, I forgot.
So Rose had left the cafeteria after feeding people ungratefully, and then ran to the medic's office.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Rose is
have
not.
Rose
As
meet
soon
up with-
as Rose is not there, realize she's not there, I just turn around and leave.
So, to clarify, you only check the cafeteria. You don't go into the kitchen area.
I don't go into the kitchen because I wouldn't. I don't have the authority to go into the kitchen, and I'm
That's fair.
really bad at lying. And I am surprised they have gotten this far.
And I'm gonna like warp the timeline just a little bit because I should have had Rose show up at the medic at the same time as Lady and Gwen, but that's okay. It takes you get a little lost. On your way.
I had a
up
bad
to
roll
medic.
at a certain point. It was a consequence.
Yeah, exactly. So you and we're gonna go to break after this scene. So Sylvie, you're walking out of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
And I love this is actually like being at camp where you keep like leaving a group and then re-encountering the group and like different because it's just a small place. So Rose, you meet up with Lady and Gwen as they are like having this conversation about the voicemail. After Lady said, "Hey, maybe we should focus on the murder."
Maybe we
So
should
Rose,
focus
like,
on the murder.
Comes around the steps, like around the corner to like where the door is, and goes, "Oh, wait, was there another murder?"
No, it's just but let's get to, so sorry. Sylvie's also here, yeah? Or no?
I could
don't think
also
yet.
just like see y'all and like walk over.
Well,
You know what?
like-
You see Rose heading up to the medic, and you
Yeah.
like follow along. So you're
Yeah,
all
sure.
outside of the
No,
medic's office.
Like,
Okay,
just
Let me quote,
barely.
the medic.
It's a scene.
office.
No,
Yeah.
I love the scene of like, oh, you see Rose like heads around the corner. You go there, and then you see Rose like going up the stairs. You go there,
It's
and
very
then you see Rose
Scooby-Doo.
like just barely out of, just like a constant chasing scene.
My knees are. How is she moving so quickly? Like, she's never done drugs. What?
Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna show you something on my voicemail. Hold up, I have to.
If it's not
call my
murder, I
phone.
have a lot of other things that I have to take care of right now.
It's really
Susie's
important.
sick.
It could be. I mean, we don't really know, but it's worth a listen.
There's a murder on your phone?
Yeah, we should probably get Sylvie. Oh, hey, Sylvie!
This honey has been void touched.
What
Why does it smell like chicken?
Oh, it does smell like chicken. I just had the burning cornbread, but no, now I get that
The chicken poisoned
undertone.
Susie.
What?
Probably.
No,
I have to
it
go get the
was-
nurse.
It's-
The nurse is a little off duty at the moment, but
Yeah, the nurse is not gonna be much help. She's
no.
like
The medical support should be 24/7.
The honey is
Yeah,
smoky.
a lot of things should be. Okay, I don't think the nurse is gonna be any help.
No.
I think
There-
that just upsets Rose more, and she's gonna push past you guys and storm into the nurse's office just around the corner and bust the door open and be like, "I need help right now. Who's in charge?"
And you see Linda like sitting up in the bed, like, "Oh hey, hun. Hey, I'm sorry, my cornbread got kind of ruined by a squirrel. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was gonna be really good too.
Is it very obvious to me that she is similarly sweaty and pale?
Yeah, you pick it up pretty quick.
So I go over to her, and I touch her, and her skin's similarly clammy and bad, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Wait, cornbread, honey, Sylvie!" She's gonna pull you all into the office now.
The like medic is
Right,
over there
so-
like doing her calc homework and like listening to something on headphones and like just seems completely disengaged and uninterested in what's going on.
What I'm
So
saying.
I scream for Sylvie to come in, and then I clock her, and I'm in full angry grandma mode. I run over and I yank the earphones out of her thing, and I go, "What do you think you're doing? You have some people here who need your attention. Are you on duty or not?"
She's fine. She's just high.
Really? Because there's a poor woman down in the kitchen who might be dying. Do your job.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Dying? Are you dying?
Poison,
really-
turning green. Her heart rate has dropped. Get up.
Okay. And she like puts a pen in the place in her calc book and like that she was doing her workout, closes the calc book and like going downstairs, go into the kitchen. All
your boss.
right. You don't want to bother my boss.
Who is it?
Oh no, we will speak to your manager, okay?
You,
Who is it?
you know what? You go right. My
No.
mom.
You're gonna do your job, but I still want to know who your boss is.
You go talk to my mom. If you want to talk to my mom, you can go talk to my mom. I'm fine with that. My
Who
mom's
is
name
it?
is Evelyn.
Fantastic. Now go do your damn job.
Where
On my
is your mom?
way. I don't know. She's busy. She runs this place.
When's the last time you saw your mother?
I think it was when you decked her, pointing at Lady.
I feel like
Wait, is
I
that
gotta
who-
give you some
I
props.
checked
you're-
Rebecca.
Yeah, and you're really trying my patience right now.
Was it Rebecca? I think it was Evelyn.
I do not remember.
I think it was Evelyn.
Evelyn Sanchez,
think-
the
yeah,
general
yeah.
manager.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it was.
Was the one that you
It
decked.
was. Yep.
I think I'm gonna try to intimidate her. I think I'm gonna try and like get in her face and make her flinch. Like I think
this
I'm
is definitely a night move, right?
Okay.
With presence.
cool. I've got a presence of 0.
While he's rolling, I have to ask, does it look like high school calc or a college calc?
It looks like college calc.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this kid looks college.
It's a pre-med. Like, they're in pre-med, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some
Um,
kids are ambitious, but
It's a pre-med with a student who probably like wasn't super ambitious in high school. Yeah,
Remind me, my conditions don't give me any bonuses to rolling, right?
I don't think so. No.
Because I have the reputation of firecracker, which I have been doing things that have been trying to work off that reputation, but I just rolled a 9
You just
to make
rolled
her
a 9.
flinch.
I will let you use that to get you to a 10 if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
What
love
does
that.
this intimidation look like?
I think that Lady checks in with Linda and starts like asking her how she's doing, asking her about some of her symptoms, and just like as soon as she starts getting any kind of complaints, just like immediately turns her body and just starts getting right up in the nurse's face and is just being like, hey, these people are your responsibility, and there's gonna be a
Whoa.
whole lot in here in just a minute.
Whoa.
And I just
okay. All
Go to
right.
flinch.
All right. I got. Okay. All right. Cool. It's cool. We're cool. It's cool. I'm going. I'm gonna go. I just.
You better be cool.
I just watch out. And this is not like in an intimidating way. This seems like you have popped something open from this person. Just watch out for my mom.
And just like the gears are turning, but there's just like no change in Lady's expression, and just being like, your mom better watch out. Get her here.
I'm gonna try. I'll try.
Rose is still screaming.
Gwen just says, we used to talk about books. Now we're here.
All right, look. It's not. I'm gonna. The sound didn't even pick up because it was too loud.
Why do you
Which
not
is-
have a first aid kit in your hands? Rose is like so furious.
Hey, I just. All right, I'm gonna go try to get my mom. You might not want her to.
I want you to do your job. There's a person sick.
I know. I know.
Why are you afraid of your mother?
I don't give a damn. I want her to do her job right now. We will deal with her mom in a minute.
I'm gonna walk with the child to go.
I'm gonna pick up a first aid kit.
Yeah.
Rose
Yeah.
is
Hmm.
so not having this.
She looks up at Rose, and she looks sad. And then she sort of slumps and starts to walk out. And Sylvie, are you going with her?
Not very far, just for long enough for her to answer the question. I put the honey back into my Mothman bag, my spooky honey. And just
the
feel,
question,
yeah.
why are you afraid of your mom?
yeah, why are you afraid of your mom?
There's just more to everything here than you know. There's just more, and I can't. There's
I'm
more.
literally a witch. Why are you afraid of your mom?
And she does not not seem like most people, if you said I'm literally a witch, would have like either a skeptical response or kind of one of those like, hey, cool, man, do you own like a new age shop or something like that? Like,
I have an entire coven. Like,
she don't look surprised at all.
Yeah, I'm a witch. Like, nothing you will tell me will be strange. I have lived a far stranger life than most people. So please, walk and talk.
And I'm
tell
gonna
me
have
what you
you
know.
roll a night move with presence.
The presence is what bonuses do you have right now? I just want to know what's up with
there's
that.
a list. And after this roll and the response, we'll go to break.
Cool.
I haven't forgotten.
There were 2 +1s and 4 advantages.
There's also Gold Crown Mysteries. Just a reminder, everybody.
That is true.
And you have extra ones, so
I would like to
not
take
even
advantage, if that's cool with everyone, on this.
Please do.
Yeah.
I'm posting a new updated one.
I rolled 2 6s, so that's I forgot what my presence was, so let me open that up. Presence, right? So exactly a 12. Thanks for the advantage.
She looks at you and she's shaking. And she's you gotta get me out of here. You gotta get me out of this. She's in some kind of thing that's just she's trying to pull me into it, and it's scary, and I think maybe she's a witch too, or something like that. Maybe not exactly a witch. It's just really, she was a totally normal mom for like years, and then she got involved with all this stuff, and now
the snake stuff.
Yeah. And just last summer, it just got so much worse.
Why? What happened last summer?
I don't know. She doesn't tell me about these things. She doesn't tell me about things, but she knows that I'm telling you she's gonna come after me, and I know that she can hurt people, and I don't want her to hurt me, and she would never have done that before, and now she does.
I grabbed this child's face like this, and it's like, I know you're supposed to go and help this person that is having these symptoms, but it's too late now. We have to help you and everyone else. This is what I need you to do. I need you to anonymously call in a bomb threat. We need the space evacuated.
I'll figure out how to do that.
Do you have somewhere safe to go, honey?
Where did you come from?
Oh no, like, because you didn't go that far, right?
Just like,
I thought you just went to the.
I love Ninja Gwen. I'm happy about this.
Sorry, yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but like, I didn't think you went that far. Otherwise, I would have said Gwen was hovering.
We were like headed on their way. Rose has like stormed off ahead. She's not here for this. She has the first aid kit, and she's heading back to Susie. Which I imagine she's gonna find in the cafeteria.
Okay. Gwen saw an upset kid and was sort of on the fence as to which way Sylvie was gonna go with it. So just keeping an eye, making sure that
you have been there for I am a witch, nothing is weird.
You tell us that like every book club, like whatever, you've got crystals, it's fine. I don't
use
judge.
crystals.
Gwen does not know what.
I know.
I mean, she hears witch,
I'm Celtic. We don't
probably
use
thinks you have a fedora, like.
I think that I think the groundskeeper is some kind of something too, and I think I'll just go.
Groundskeeper.
I'm gonna go find him. I know where his house is. I'm gonna go hide there. I think maybe he could protect me.
One second, and I would like to call upon my kitty once again.
Okay.
And I will give this cat
rubs your leg
to this person, and it's like, if anyone tries to harm you, Breeze will steal their soul.
there's like, and again, it's not a skeptical look.
Yeah.
It's like a look of having someone who stared into the abyss.
Yeah.
And then she picks up the cat just like Evie's got the kitty right now, and holds the cat and starts to walk off.
Wait, here you go, hon. You gotta get your blood sugar up too.
Don't give her honey.
No, it's just like a couple of Werthers, like individually wrapped.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good for what ails. Well, it's a start anyway.
So she takes the Werthers and just nods, and like kind of looks around and starts to try to slip out of the lodge. And let's go to break on that.
Yes.
We'll be back in 5 to 10, or when we're done doing our break time things. We will see you soon. Stretch, hydrate, pet your pets, tell Evie how adorable her cat is, and we will be back very soon. Welcome back.
Where we left off. Oh, am I back? Okay, we froze for a second. Where we left off, a scared young woman was escaping with a cat in arms to go to the groundskeeper, the apparent daughter of Evelyn, the head of the general manager of this con. And you were all up at the top of the stairs on the second floor in the lodge. Sylvie, having seen many people suffering similar symptoms in the cafeteria, Linda in the medic place, whatever what's the place that you go to that is like where
Clinic.
you get
Doctor's
your clinic,
office.
right? Okay,
The first aid station?
the first aid station, any of those, that place, and seemingly recovering slowly. And I will hand it over to y'all. What are y'all doing?
Go from voicemail.
That's right. We didn't even listen to your voicemail yet.
Yeah.
Rose isn't there again. She has stomped down the stairs and rushed off ahead.
Let's go to Rose. Let's go to Rose.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone should be alone right now. Let's go to Rose.
She doesn't even know that you guys sent the daughter away. She's rushed off ahead. She thinks that this kid is still behind her.
Where's she
It's
going?
gonna be great. She's headed straight back to the kitchen, so she's gonna go through the cafeteria.
So you are all like on Rose's tail, and Rose is like storming through the cafeteria.
Doing the thing again.
Yes.
See her go around the corner. Catch up. See her go around the corner.
Is Rose part cat? I'm just wondering.
It's a
Rose is a
superpower she
familiar.
has every now and again.
Yeah, and you all then see the scene in the cafeteria, though people seem to be like slowly recovering. There's just like a lot of discontented noise going on in there. And like a lot of people sort of frustratedly leaving with food just still on the table. And like you hear a couple of people talking about lawsuits. Food poisoning lawsuits.
When Rose walks in and sees this, she kind of freezes in shock because everybody had looked fine when she left. And now they're not. And I think she's gonna turn to like somebody close who looks like they're still somewhat put together and ask, well, has anybody called 911?
We keep trying. Phones don't go through. Some of us are gonna try to drive into town and see if we can get some help.
What are people going through right now? What happened?
Everyone's okay. They just, got really dizzy, like a bunch of them pretty much all at once.
Okay. All right.
Rose is gonna go check on Susie.
Susie is now like sort of sitting up and like drinking some tea in the kitchen. Oh hey, hun. Sorry about all that. was embarrassing. And it looks
wasn't
like
just
she's
you.
even like started to clean and then like realized she was too weak. So you see like a broom and like a couple of things have been picked up, but it's still, and the mess. I'm sorry for the mess. Sorry.
That was my fault. Don't touch it.
Oh, okay. Why?
Just you need to. You got sick. You got poisoned just now. So did everybody else out there.
Oh shit, they're gonna sue my ass. Shit. No.
You're not the one in charge here.
True. I didn't. Yeah, Brandon came in and insisted that I change the menu and insisted that I use, their
Not your
stuff.
fault.
And it's okay. Good. I'll be okay.
All right.
Good.
And I'm gonna use the pressure cuff to check her blood pressure. I have no idea what I'm doing.
She just sort of waves you off. Like, I'm okay. You don't have to fuss over me anymore. We're good. I'm okay. It's fine. I stopped. I got a little weird there though. Things started to look a little weird for a little while.
Yeah, I think it was, and I pulled the chicken out of my purse. If everybody else followed in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's why it smells like chicken.
Hi all of you.
I think it was the chicken. But why was Linda sick?
The spooky honey, as I have said 4 times at this point.
So you narrowed down that it was honey? How do you know?
Can I take the honey?
No, I used and I look at Lady and I'm like, I've said over and over again, I am a witch.
Right, I know that you're a witch, but what did you use to deduce it?
I used my familiar to see into the void. Okay, and I was able to pinpoint that the honey is void touched. There's something spooky about it. I have not pinpointed how it is spooky, but out of all the ingredients at the barbecue, it was the honey.
Okay, look, I'm gonna see if I can find a phone and talk to my husband. He'll know some of the stuff that's going on here and what kind of chemicals might be able to cause it. So.
Okay, give me 30 seconds, and I play the voicemail.
You seem better, but we should get you to the nurse's office. Where's the nurse?
Not important right now. This is more pressing. Really, you gotta listen to this. I know voicemails.
Entire room.
Not really a nurse. We're getting help. We're getting big help.
I'm okay. You gotta stop fussing up. I mean, what's up with this voicemail? I'm good.
I just start playing the weird chanting voicemail.
Well, we can only hear the chanting, because it's really low, you said, right?
It's really low, but if Lady says listen for the chanting, if you really listen for it, you can hear it.
And also, you can hear, the sounds of struggling and someone being like, oh no, don't, and then they get, muffled and cut out partway through. Just being like, that's weird, right? And yes. Gwen, you said that these are the people, you recognize who these people were.
It sounded like Evelyn, and it sounded like Brandon. That
Brandon?
The guy with the... He's in here.
Is
Melvin here?
I heard he was in here earlier. I don't know that for sure, but I've seen him around.
He's the one who messed with Linda's ingredients.
Yes,
Melvin
all
here?
this stuff happened.
Oh yeah, Melvin was left with Susie. Is he still here?
Melvin? No, Melvin has... Where did Melvin go? You're right,
because I
left
him with Susie.
You're right, Melvin had left with Susie. Melvin went back to his room to check on Hazel.
Okay.
Yeah, he went back to, I guess you had a friend who needed maybe some tending to, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
What?
He went back for that.
Because Sylvie's mind is on the chanting. What language were they chanting in?
I don't think that you would recognize this language. It seems almost made up.
Made up language?
Yeah,
so literal actual tongues that people speak in church? Yeah,
kind of like that.
Were there any even if the language sounded made up, because that could just mean that it's really old, were there any recognizable syntax? Because there's stuff that's Latin based that you would recognize compared to Germanic based or something like that.
It sounds a lot more like speaking in tongues, except that
speaking in
multiple
tongues.
voices are doing it at the same time.
So it's most of these people speak English, so it's like the English versions of tongues, so it would have English syntax. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the same rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
right? Same sounds, like selection. Phonemes, is that what it is? Similar phonemes?
Yeah.
Phonemes?
That's an
I'm
actual.
pretty sure linguistics just made up the word phonemes. It means sounds. It's just different sounds. They just wanted to feel smarter. I'm sorry.
Doesn't sound as
This is
fun.
my fucking soapbox. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
no,
Strong
it's okay.
feelings about linguistics
Listen,
jargon, apparently.
You don't get doctorate degrees if you don't want to be the person who seems smart in the room.
Yeah.
Look,
Right,
astronomy
that's the
figured
entire
it all
point.
out. Black hole, 2 monosyllabic words. Right? You don't need a fucking... All right, I'm sorry. We can get back to the plot
Is
now.
this
Yeah.
lady as a professor soapboxing or?
This is a flashback to something that you've heard ladies say before.
I didn't know it was in character. I thought it was.
Gwen just gets a haunted look.
It was
That is
Pablo.
one of my pet peeves, is jargon for no reason. Continue.
Which is just tongues.
Yeah, it all comes full circle.
I think that there's a reason why they use phonemes instead of sounds, but we can talk about that after.
Mhm.
Sure.
I don't
have
know
to
what
do
to
some-
do. I don't know what to do, everybody. This
Is there a hardline phone here?
no,
Nowhere.
We don't need
not that I
it.
know of. Maybe in the director's office.
Where's the director's office?
She down the hall, second door on your right.
Were the phones not working? Sylvie had no idea that the phones weren't working.
Everybody in the cafeteria said they couldn't get a hold of 911.
Oh,
There's a
sorry. Just speaking of authority figures, while we're all here, can I just show you guys something real quick? Hang on. I gotta pull it up on. You keep talking. I should have thought that first, but she's gonna take a small minute on her phone to pull up the security guard.
So it's not that the phones aren't working, it's just that the emergency lines are not working.
I mean, I haven't tried to call out, so
Someone definitely called in if we're getting a voicemail.
Hey, yeah. How
long
does
ago
that
was that
work?
voicemail?
Did your phone ring? You just gotta. Did it? I
How long
didn't hear
ago was
anything.
that?
Yeah, that was probably less than an hour ago, I would imagine, something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, it didn't ring, and I don't have signal.
And when you get those weird voicemails, by the way, it never rings.
Rose will pull out her cell phone, which we haven't seen yet, and it's not even a flip phone. It's a Nokia brick that has the
still
dial
works.
pad on
And
it.
it
Yeah.
hasn't
And
also
a
been charged.
line.
It hasn't been charged since 2002, and it's still fine.
Still got battery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she'll dial home to call out to prove if it's just the emergency lines or if no one can get out.
You know that sort of electronic beep noise that you get when somebody hangs up on you on the other side of the line when you're on an actual landline? That beep, beep, beep.
The deadline.
That's what you get.
I aim it at Sylvie because Sylvie was the one that said. I'm going to check the director's office.
All right.
Do we even feel like if we call authorities, they'll come through? I think we might have to act on our own here.
Well, we could try one more thing.
Okay.
And Sylvie's gonna look around for the fire alarm. And just point at it.
Okay.
And let me pause with that and back up really quick because Lady, as you said, I don't think we can get out. You remember the voicemail that you got a few hours ago of sirens being suddenly stopped.
Does this does it sound like this is a fire alarm related? Am I getting voicemails from the future? Is my question. Okay.
I would, you know what, I wish there was like an insight roll, but I'm gonna let you, and this isn't gonna change what Sylvie said.
If it's from the future, that might be a sensitivity science or a cult thingy, right?
Straight up a cult roll from Ladi. I want to see it.
If you have this inkling, I'm gonna have you make an occult move if you want, to make a connection with that original.
Absolutely, got a -1. Let's fucking go.
Go.
I'm gonna take a floating advantage on this. Okay. So I dropped the lowest one, right?
Yeah.
So that's 8.
That's an 8.
I need it.
All right. So you're gonna get an answer, but you also have to mark the crown of void.
Seems fine.
You have this feeling when you're thinking about that voicemail of like many threads over much territory, all over. Like, you never really think about it when you're at a con, but there are so many cons in the world that many of them are happening on the same weekend, right? For various things. And you get this sense of like, at the same time, police heading toward these cons and being stopped.
I Pablo don't understand the significance of what you're telling me. Are you telling me that I have like a supernatural understanding that the cops won't come to any con right now while this ritual is happening?
You just talked about we can't get out, and you think, oh shit,
nothing can come in. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I turn to Sylvie and I go, they won't come. They won't come to any con right now.
Look over at Ladi. You just saw into the void.
Yeah, that was weird. I haven't done that before, except for all of the ghosts I've talked to, which again is part of my backstory. I alluded to it last session. We don't have time to get into it right now, though. I just wanted to give another reference to it.
Yeah. You can talk to ghosts. Okay.
But yeah, also this organization, they apparently do just a fuck ton of cons everywhere, and no one can get help at any of them right now.
Don't forget to mark the crown of the void, by the way.
Oh, don't worry. I have put a bunch of X's because I accidentally mashed my keyboard.
There's a barrier that's been put up. That has to be it. Are we a sacrifice?
Someone is.
Gwen is going to lean over to Rose and just say, I think the void might be a drug thing. Hey, so...
Did I get back from finding there was no... Because not here for the actual spooky conversation. This is Rose's second superpower, is that she just happens to not be around for any conversations that might be unpleasant for her to have to face.
Wait, because I thought this was all like.
And I'm gonna come right back. I imagine that the phone situation is not going to be helpful, so I'll be right back in time for you to turn around and say this thing to me.
You headed out to the director. We'll get to you in a second.
I say it as an aside, and then maybe notice that Rose isn't there. And then.
Is Linda still there? Not Linda, Susie. You could have said it.
That's true. Yeah. Expecting to say it to Rose, who would like get it, being part of the like not drug part of this drug book club. Wait,
Susie is wearing my cardigan, so maybe you mistook her out of the corner of your eye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, and then I'll just take my glasses and do a real quick clean real quick.
I love it.
So it's not just the mystery con that you're saying there's other mystery conventions around, or there's other conventions, what, just like... This used to be such a nice place. This is...
all over the world right now. There's other cons. You know, like the word convention gets shortened to con. Also, con artists, they're conning all of us all over the world right now.
I never knew that's what that meant.
Linguistics.
You're right. That's how they get you.
I had no idea I was creating a pun base.
Boy, it is very hard for your first time around.
So as this conversation is going, Rose, you start walking down the hall to the director's office, and
Yes.
you know, it gets darker and darker as you go down this hall. There's just like, you're suddenly aware of how the lighting has changed from one end of the hallway to the other. And the director's office, the door is unlocked. You go on in. There is, in fact, a landline at the desk. And it's one of those, like, with all the buttons. Yeah. And who do you call?
I will try 911 first.
911, you get static.
Okay. I'll hang that up. And then, oh shit, which of my husbands is this? Fuck. Hang on, I have to check the name.
For the audience.
And then
the others
I
are
will
no
try
longer with
Thomas.
us.
Okay. I love it. I'm
Husband
gonna
number
have-
3, Thomas. I'm not calling one of the dead ones.
No, it would be hilarious if one of the dead ones answered.
Oh.
Look at Jen, just like shit.
I'm gonna have
Sorry.
you roll an occult.
You're welcome.
Okay. My sensitivity is not great. 5.
5. Oh no. Definitely mark the Crown of the Void.
What? Okay.
And you have this feeling that there might have been a pathway to get through, but you weren't able to do it. Almost like something had been overlooked, and now that that gap was discovered, it's been closed. And what makes you realize that is when you look up at the door and you see Evelyn standing in the door going, "Nice try though."
I put the thing back down and I point at her and I go, "You! Why do you have an incompetent child at the first aid desk? There needs to be somebody there who can actually handle the emergencies that are happening in this house right now."
I was trying. I wanted to limit the circle impacted by this event, but you've made it impossible. And she starts to chant. And as she starts to chant, you start to feel some tension around your body, like you're being squeezed inward.
Snake.
And we're going to pause there and go back to the group in the kitchen.
Guys,
I'm a
where's
strong
Rose right
little lady,
now?
though.
Where's Rose?
It'll
I
be
feel
fine.
like maybe we shouldn't have left her alone, like as we've been doing this entire session.
To be fair, she
To be
leaves
fair.
us.
Rose
Yes.
is us.
Exactly. I was gonna just say, yes.
Okay, fine. We got ditched. I'll admit it.
So you discover that Rose isn't there, and Sylvie sort of answers for Rose, and that none of the phones are working. What is your next move?
Let's just like super calmly, not like thinking that there's immediate danger. Just like, all right, let's regroup. I don't like how much Rose keeps pulling away from everyone else. She's gonna end up in some sort of stupid situation where she needs to use her purse as a weapon.
She could toss that chicken.
Chicken weapon.
Spooky
No,
honey
I
chicken.
left the chicken with you
I
because
do
you
need
wouldn't
to
give
know
me
the
the
shape
honey.
of the chicken at this point.
Yeah,
What-
was it like a thigh or a...
It was like a chicken breast. And I left
Okay.
it with you guys because you wouldn't give me the honey to look at, so I handed the chicken over.
To be fair, it might be sitting on the counter because I don't know as any of us would... Either that or Gwen
Right,
is
but you
just
guys have
standing
it.
there with it like in her hand awkwardly.
I put it in my purse. Don't worry.
Perfect.
I equipped
Okay.
the chicken.
Now
it
it's
just needs to
breaded
get
in
in
the
everybody's
cornbread.
purse.
Oh, now we're
Just a little
cooking with
chicken
gas.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sure. Let's go find Rose because maybe she has had luck with, or we should at least tell her that we're stuck.
We are like 5 minutes tops from all having to hold hands so that we don't
should
get
only-
separated, is what I'm saying.
We could all tie each other ropes to our belt loops instead.
You got
No,
rope?
we do keep
Let's go,
saying
let's
not
go,
to leave
let's go.
people alone.
Yeah,
And
walk and
yet
talk,
we've-
walk and talk.
We've left Hazel alone on that couch all night.
She's
Hopefully
fine.
Melvin
Did anyone
is-
give her water?
I really just hope that Melvin is not the true enunciator of this entire event.
Melvin, oh no, wait, we're walking and talking. Never mind. I was like, I think he's still here.
Yeah.
Did you say director's office is where you were going, Rose?
Yes.
That came up in conversation, right?
And
Okay.
Sylvie had given directions.
Okay, so
Mhm.
let
So
us
you-
follow the directions as given and maybe find our friend.
As you walk toward the hallway, you start to hear some of the chanting from a distance. And the view that you get down the hallway is of a lit room. Too lit, doesn't look like electricity lit. A figure standing in an open doorway with a shadow that is just far too long than what it should be. And oddly noticeable given that the other side of the hallway is dark. There's something very strange. And yeah, the chanting that sounds very familiar to what you heard on the phone is occurring.
I'm gonna run in, chicken thigh in hand,
Yep.
like a club, like a very
Yes.
small, unwieldy,
Yes,
awkwardly shaped
please.
club.
Perfect.
So you are running at
So-
the person in the doorway. Yes, Rose.
I have a move called MacGyver. And you're all joking about pull shit out of my purse, but literally, I get to name some objects and they can
Nice.
be used for advantage. I would like to name the chicken.
Okay.
I get to
and
name 3. So we've got the chicken.
the ladies
I want
chicken?
to name, the chicken that was in my purse that's now in Lady's purse.
Got it.
I want to name a pen that's in my purse.
Okay.
And then I get to name one more thing that is plausibly in the environment that people could use in this scene. Anybody got any suggestions?
You do have your Nokia brick phone. I'm just saying, you could toss it in someone's temple.
No, that's why I
with
got the
right.
pen.
Okay,
I got a
that's
pen
You're
because
also-
it matters to
You're
Rose.
in an office. It has a bunch of like memorabilia from different years. Of
Oh, there's probably a
camping.
trophy.
I'm
There could
sure
also
there's
be like
trophies.
a convention like standee board.
There's probably a
Ooh,
hose.
is there like
There's electricity.
like a poster
Sizzle.
that's been like laminated and framed and stuff for the
Oh, yeah.
convention that could be used? Yeah. Okay,
It's a
so we've got a
poster for the-
big
it's like-
item.
It's like a camp poster from like the 1980s that's been
Yeah,
framed.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a big item and a couple of handheld items. So if anybody can use these items in the scene, you get advantage on whatever roll
Yes.
you're using the item with.
Smack this bitch with the whole chicken.
I'm gonna
All
let
now
them roll a night move
Yeah.
with vitality. But like tell us how using the chicken gives what does the chicken do to give you advantage on tackling Evelyn?
Well, the idea, I wanted to like swing and just like hit her straight in the lips, like right in the kisser,
Mhm.
so that she can get a little bit of a taste of her own medicine.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and roll with vitality, and you have advantage.
I have a 0 to vitality. I am so glad that I'm rolling with advantage. This isn't a D6. This
Oh,
is
and we
D6.
still need your Crown of the Void and Rose's Crown of the Void.
Oh shit.
It's not great. It's fine. It's a 7.
It's a 7. Okay. Okay. So you're able to bring that chicken around and smack her in the face, and she looks startled. Basically on her face is more like what the heck?
Just me.
But enough of the spell has gone off that Rose appears as if surrounded by rope or something tight constricting on her, and that process does not stop at that moment. There's nothing about, in fact, if anything, the spooky honey may have amplified the spell a little bit. Nevertheless, Evelyn is temporarily startled. And then Rose, Lady, let's get the Crown of the Void before we go any further. What are your Crowns of the Void?
I don't understand your question.
So you go onto your sheet.
Yeah.
Failure, like a limited success on or a failure on an occult move.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one of the crowns of the void and you check it. Right.
Oh, I thought it was you mark the first empty box.
I think you can. I think you're supposed to.
It says you mark the first empty box, but Jen is saying you can pick and choose.
You can
Okay.
pick and choose because this is shorter term. Like it's
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
interesting. Yeah, you can pick and choose.
Yeah, actually want the chariot, so I want to reduce my reason modifier and increase my sensitivity modifier.
You feel like there is a piece of this puzzle that has become brighter and clearer to you, but you also get this like niggling sense that there's a piece of the puzzle that is dimming at the same time. Rose, what crown are you gonna use?
I think I'll take the pallid mask, which is that in intimate conversations you must make some sort of casual reference to death, dying, the afterlife, and so forth, because there's been a lot of death in Rose's life, so that kind of makes sense. I know this was a big one, but I don't think it's quite enough for her to drop her reasoning and increase her sensitivity, but maybe next time.
I think death on her mind makes so much sense based on what like she's just seen. I really like that. All right. So Evelyn is temporarily startled. Rose appears to be like strangely constricted with no clear reason to be. What are Gwen and Sylvie doing at this moment?
Gwen, go first.
Gwen is momentarily startled by the fact that this attack is even happening, because despite everything they've heard, like, this is still a visible attack on one of their own, and like, maybe what happened with Maddie was an accident. I mean, it was kind of an accident, but like, you know, it's different when you see it. So there is a hesitation, taking it all in, and I think when Evelyn's face is hit with the chicken, that kind of spurs them to action. Yeah, I'll go for it. Looking around, I will see the framed thing, because purses are featuring a lot here, but she's never really seen one wielded effectively as a weapon so far. Gonna try and just rip that poster off the wall and bean Evelyn with it, like in a movie.
Right.
If it works in a movie, it should work here, right?
Right? Roll a night move with advantage with vitality.
Oh right, I lost one of my
This
dice.
is the time to use the MacGyver move for sure.
I was gonna pump the brakes on the amount of violence my character was initiating, but now we're all doing it.
Oh, I'm also going to be violent, so you don't have to worry.
Oh yeah, no, like
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
you opened the door and Rose is in trouble, so
I like to think I loosened the lid of the jar.
yeah, exactly. The violence jar. That was a 9.
A 9. Okay. All right. So you are able to. And what is your goal in hitting her with this? Are you wanting to knock her out? Are you wanting to harm her? Like, what is your?
I mean, Eva, would love to knock her out. Gwen's focus is distracting Evelyn. Like, they don't necessarily want the focus themselves, but like, whatever's going on here is no good. Like, Rose just came in for a phone call, and this is not phone call behavior. So
the complication on a 9 is going to be that while Evelyn is startled and not focused on Rose, her focus is very quickly going to shift to you. She's still confused about the chicken, it's not quite a lady because it's what? But you just like straight up, like all of a sudden chicken was like hitting her in the face, but you just straight up like smacked her with a poster, like you're going to be the next target.
I mean, valid, fair.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Sylvie?
because she is so distracted that I would like to get up all in her business, and I would like to force feed her this honey.
Ooh, okay. Definitely roll a night move with vitality.
Yep. Where's my vitality? Because you know what? If this is like something she's using against everyone else and is all druggy, it just sounds like something that should be done. It's a 10.
It's a 10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you are able to, like, as she's startled, like, kind of take the chicken.
Pinch her
and, like,
nose.
Yeah, pinch her nose and put it, like, with a dog where you, like, pet their neck.
Just like the whole squirt bottle is just in her mouth. And like, floop, like.
And I think she, like, sits down and starts to laugh. I go, you're all too late. It doesn't matter. You can do what you want. I don't care. I'll go on a trip. It's fine. It's all good. And then she starts to squeeze her hand, and when you feel your breath starting to constrict, you think that I have powers you need to neutralize. Just you wait.
A little help.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she's like sort of starting to, like, the squeeze is happening, but you sort of see that she's starting to, like, be impacted by the honey.
Yeah. Look at the
Her
little
hands
butterflies.
start to loosen,
Okay.
and she knocks unconscious.
Yeah. Rose, Gwen, are you all right?
They're both not all right. Is the vibe I'm getting.
They're still alive. It's more of the emotional aspect.
Am I done being squeezed?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Once she was hit over the head, distracted by the chicken, it slowly started to. And when she
Oh,
turned her focus to Gwen, it turned away from you. Sorry, I should have clarified.
And her hand
Okay.
has slipped off of my neck by now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
okay.
her hand wasn't on your neck.
Oh, it was
Her
just.
hand
Oh,
was.
She was forced
Yeah.
choking.
oh
forced
yeah. Oh,
choke.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's done force choking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's out like a light. Like,
And it was close to choking, but it was like force constricting. Like it felt like something was being pulled taut around your whole body.
I've been better. I'll be honest. Rose, how are you?
The phone doesn't work.
oh, it doesn't.
Do you?
I don't know. And I kind of get up and stand up, and there's like bruising starting to show on the outer edges, probably, of like
honey.
where the constricting was, just like the starting light bruising showing up. And she's just like really disoriented about the whole situation because she didn't fucking touch her.
It is undeniable to everyone except perhaps Gwen that something supernatural or magical has occurred.
Right.
You got a little quiet again.
Oh, weird. This is so weird. Okay. Let me check my audio settings. Oh my gosh, it went down. It went down to the same place that it was before.
How weird.
That's
Something's
bizarre.
resetting you.
Yeah. There was that moment where things pause, and I bet. Oh my gosh, you guys, the snake cult is fucking with my computer.
This is just some spooky shit.
Snake cult.
Start talking in tongues.
What I was gonna say is, like, to everyone except maybe Gwen, it is undeniable that something supernatural has occurred.
We should tie her up. Bring her to Melvin's room.
Would I not think it was weird that I was...
So you were being choked without being touched?
Yeah.
She was using magic against you.
Yeah, so Gwen might also maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know for Rose, because Rose has been the most staunch denier, I guess, just accepts it and gives it a different explanation. This one is defeating her ability to just give it an explanation. Oh, maybe it was the wind. Like, her brain is like stuck. Like, I can't just say it was the wind or whatever. Like, there isn't an easy explanation to brush this one off. She's not like, oh, it must have been the occult. Yes, I am a believer. But like, she is at that point of being stuck about it, where it's like, fuck, I can't just make this go away with an easy hand wave.
Yeah.
So for Rose, that's where she's at. I don't know what for Gwen. What's Gwen like?
Similar, but more in like there's a lot going on right now, and we're just gonna compartmentalize and move on. We've got bomb threats. We've got a lady on the floor. We got no signal. We've got
Are you saying that out loud?
Up.
No, Evelyn, the lady, not Ladi.
Oh yeah.
The
No,
lady.
I was saying
Evelyn.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah. Evelyn on the floor, not.
See, now you've made a problem.
I've had this joke since like elementary school.
No,
I do want to know if you're saying this out loud, though.
No, because that would have been in response, unless Rose was.
No.
Yeah.
No. Rose wasn't. Okay, so you're explaining this to us in narration, because Rose doesn't know about the bomb threat, so I was going to respond to that if you were saying that out loud. But go ahead, continue.
Oh yeah, no. Actually, I could segue most of that into being out loud, which is, okay, now we got a lady person, not lady our friend, on the floor, and you got no signal here, right? No phone?
It didn't work. It didn't go through.
Okay. This is getting out of hand real fast. We gotta move somewhere. We gotta do something, because I feel like being here, not so good. Still gotta find Brandon. We got a bomb threat. Maybe someone, well, no, we've got no one on the way, but they could be on the way at some point. Who knows?
There's a bomb threat?
Well,
they're probably not anymore, considering that we are blocked off from the outside world, and the outside world's blocked from us.
Somebody has a bomb?
No one has a bomb.
did Melvin eat the food? Did anyone tell Melvin not to eat the food? We should find Melvin.
No, I destroyed...
I made Melvin a sandwich.
I destroyed the food. But that is a good idea. I think the best course of action, since we must check on Hazel anyway, is to return to Melvin's room. I don't know if any of you have ever carried an unconscious body before, but it is difficult and awkward.
That seems likely,
I
and
don't think
also a weird
Evelyn's
situation.
unconscious either. I think that she's just high and tripping.
Well,
but still awake.
Potato.
I squirted a lot of honey in her gullet. Anyway, I'm going to pull my car keys out. I'll bring my car around.
It is at this moment that the desk phone rings.
I thought you said there was no ringing. There was no thing. There was no tone.
There wasn't. I pick it up.
Rose, you should get it. Okay.
Yeah, I pick it up right away.
Evelyn, Jessica here. Am I to believe you have a rogue agent and a missed target?
I'm gonna turn to Ladi and point to Evelyn, and then point to you, and then hold the phone up to you and go, say yes. I hope you know what that means.
I think it would be super funny and not strategically useful if I sort of just like do like a wrong number automated message. Be like, el número al cual usted está llamando no está en operación. And just sort of try to give my best automated message thing.
And what happens when you do that is you hear a tone that sends chills up your spine. I'm on my way. Click. And I think
okay, that didn't work.
Okay, that didn't work. That's where we're gonna pause.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
I've been seeing this
Voice, Ladi, you failed.
There's this person who does these videos where I don't know if she's actually an airline attendant or just like a voice person, but all of her like Instagram reels and stuff, she does them as if she was doing a news broadcast, even if she's talking about just like regular mundane stuff or like complaining about like traffic or whatever. And the moment you handed me the phone, I was like, it's boiling out of me. I have to just not even try to make this a successful strategic choice.
You just assaulted
it also
someone
makes
with a
sense
chicken
because
thigh.
Ladi is the queen of memes.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
So,
yeah.
100%.
Yes, it makes absolute sense. But like Rose was like, who would probably be able to do the voice of Evelyn? Ladi. You punched her a couple times. Surely that means you can sound like her.
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense.
So let's go around the group and say who you are. Oh, I have not forgotten. Thank you, Eva. Let's go around and say who you are, where people can find you, and I'll go last.
I can go, I guess. Hi, I'm Eva. I am one of the co-founders of this channel, and you can usually find me at the Eva Serrate on Twitter, sometimes other places. It's fine. You can find me usually here Saturdays in our D&D 5e campaign, and every other Sunday here for Brindlewood Bay. And very excitingly, on September 1st, I will be found on Val's channel for Extra Life, running a Carly Rae Jepsen Lasers and Feelings game.
Wahoo!
Yes! 8 a.m. Pacific. So, bring me coffee, please. And that's it for me. I can call it out. Why don't we just go around on the overlay? Evie, why don't you go?
Okay. Hi, I'm Evie. I am on a social media hiatus because that is all nuts and I don't want to deal with it right now. And so eventually you can find me all places at Evie Story, but right now, silence. So yeah, I'm right here. This is main place that you can locate me. And I'm having a ton of fun. This has been so great. Thank you so much, Jen. And I kind of hope that I can get in on some of these future things. We'll see.
Who's next? I'm not looking at the overlay.
Next
I
up
have
is
to
me.
pick.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying by the overlay. Hi, I'm Pablo. I can't be found either. Don't come looking for me. Okay, it won't be worth it. As soon as Twitter changed its logo, I was like, this is a good arbitrary.
That was the line for you. That was you were
This
like,
was-
okay, we're
I've been meaning to
And
delete
we're
this
done.
app for my phone for a while. Now it's time, and but that bot automated message from my socials has been deleted. I truly cannot be found.
You said it, I'm fixing it.
You can find some of my poetry stuff on my Instagram at tender_ideas.
Right. I think that leaves Val.
Hey everyone, I am Valdriantha Rosary on the internet. You can find me everywhere at Valdrianth, or in some places Valdrianth TTRPG. I produce TTRPGs for me and my friends. As far as things that I have coming up, actually on Wednesdays you can find me back here because I play a very lovely former Tomcat by the name of Butch Cassidy in Magical Kitty Save the Day. That's for 2 more weeks, but also on September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we're doing an Extra Life marathon over on my channel. There's 9 games over 3 days. It's a thing. A lot happens. I'm also running a game of Tremors, so that'll be on Sunday on the 3rd, but I'm playing at least in 1 game for every day so that my lovely cryptid face can help people who are uncomfortable on stream and all that good stuff. But yeah, flyers will be out by Tuesday at the latest, I promise. Like, I've been tired. People stealing my identity.
Yeah, you've got stuff. You've got stuff.
Yeah.
We've all had stuff. I
Yeah.
do want to reiterate, like, thank you to everyone for your patience, everyone here and everyone who watches with our schedule. Like, everyone's just had stuff. It's been the season of stuff, for real. And one of the things I really respect about this group and about this channel is the space made for that. That in mind, first of all, I'm Jen, and I am also not really doing social media right now. I don't know what I'm doing about that. It's just, I don't know. At this point, there's no social media. So, like, you can find me here sometimes. But I do want to say, like, one of the big things that's been going on, I think, in my life and in a lot of other people's lives in the TTRPG community is the death of Sarah of Swords. She passed from breast cancer 3 weeks ago. So time has gone by a lot, like a couple weeks ago. She was a co-director with me with Play Cancer Away, and just something that speaks to her spirit. She spent like the last 2 years of her life working tirelessly to raise money for cancer research, not into her specific cancer, but just in general, and creating community space for cancer patients. And that's how I knew her. And she's just a beautiful soul, absolutely beautiful soul. And what her mother said that I want to repeat was that her spirit's been released into the universe, and so it's still here. And one of her requests at the end of her life was that if people want to honor her, one thing you can do is make a donation to an organization called MetaViver, which is the only organization, at least in the United States, that I know of, and really anywhere that I know of, that focuses on stage 4 and metastatic breast cancer. As they say on their cover page, only 2 to 3% of the money that is donated for breast cancer research goes to stage 4 or metastatic cancer. The people who are most in need of life-saving treatments are not getting them because they are not being funded for research. Most of the research goes to prevention and early stage treatment. And, you know, Sarah knew that when choosing charities that actually helped all the rest of us, and not really her. So in her name and in her memory and in her honor, or just because you want to, you can make a donation to MetaViver. It's a great organization. So that is one way that we can respond to this breach in the fabric of life, for someone so young to be taken so soon. And I guess on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to all those wonderful players. And I will see you soon.